All right, this is our continuation of Skinny Love by Birdy. This is part 6. I did not get a chance to practice yesterday, so I'm just going to kind of jump in and do a little bit of review and try to get the metronome up and running with us as well. If you guys want to help support us making more of this content and also just producing more sheet music for you guys, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. All right, so let's do like these really small measure runs. Now 68% 68 BPM is what I did last. So I'm interested to see if I can jump right in with that and put this all together. Chances are I'll be slowing stuff down in a bit. 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and so 68's pretty fast for me. We'll try it. It's really close to full speed. I know the song varies in tempo, but it starts at 74, so I'd have to actually like listen to the song and kind of see where she's at metronome wise with this one. And 4 and this next measure I probably will not be doing at 68, but we'll at least try it, attempt it. So we have a D sharp in our bass clef, we have a D sharp, G sharp in our right hand, and we're going 1, and 2, and that's difficult for me. So we got 1 and 2 and all right. You don't need to watch me fail. So let's just copy this and let's slow this down to, actually we can just slow this whole thing down. So I want to keep this 68 because it's kind of my measure or my tempo to beat. Let's go 45. And just kind of have a chill practice and then put these two together. So we got 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let's try that without metronome. Getting both hands to. Starting over on that D sharp. So I might very quickly make this into a 2-bar loop because just this circle is a little tough for me. We'll try a 1-bar loop. That's the way I like to practice. It really helps me kind of just focus on one thing. See if I screw up a bunch. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I feel like I accomplished what I wanted to. Let's put these two measures together. So we have, now it's important for me, especially when I'm practicing this, like that D sharp is leading to that E which it's doing as well in this, right? Like the 2-bar loop is kind of the phrase of the song, and then it's leading to that same idea. So I don't really have to like rethink anything through, you know, if I'm after doing this 2-bar loop, if I'm trying to do a 4-bar loop. So the funny thing is I'm getting that E and D just mixed up in my head. So just a couple more times playing through this idea. Nice and slow. 2 and a 3. Let's just do right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next time I'll come in with both hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's see what the changes are here. Actually, it's only this measure of E that's different. Instead of playing that 16th note, it's just 8th notes that are tied. And then, is this measure the same? It looks like it is. Yes, it is. So let's keep that same tempo. We'll throw these 4 measures together. Yeah, we'll go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Again, this is where I'm at today. Like I just did a drum live and I'm just trying to get a nice chill practice, almost more meditative than like learn. So if I can get this movements down and just kind of like coast for 45 minutes tonight, that's a good practice. just kind of like will settle some stuff in my brain and just make it chill. Chill would be the key word. So same. So really, we're just gonna. Shouldn't say same. Let's keep the 45 going, and we'll just make sure we can end this phrase correctly or this chorus section. There's like one little nuance difference, so it'll be nice to do it slow. The measure 2/4. That wasn't right. Oh, and then it reminded me that this measure is different. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do just this last half. That sounds like a good plan. It's a good way to tackle it. All right, from the E again. All right, so I really want to play that with my 4th finger, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's prepare that. So just the C sharp minor measure. How did I get into that? Yeah, so it's 3rd finger. Nope. All right. So clearly I need to work on just this measure by itself for a sec and get those 16th notes down. What I want to do is see if I can get the right. So again, the way that we're starting this passage, I need to make sure I'm starting with my 3rd finger every time I practice, otherwise it's not going to do me any good, right? I'm going to get this up to full speed and then have to relearn some concepts. Now, it's not the end of the world by any means, but like, I don't know if you can not do it. But the alternative is sometimes I will practice it over and over again, and it won't be until I get to a faster speed where I'll be like, oh, I actually need to approach it this way. So, you know, room for error is what I'm calling that. So the other day I played it with my 3rd finger. I like it more with the 4th finger. So just got to retrain my brain. Give it some tries. It's probably going to be a little rough, but I think through that we'll get it. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4, and that's not the way that I want to play that. And 2 and 3 and 4 and also, I'm telling myself more than anybody else, you need to choose what you want to be picky about. So oftentimes, like I'll raise, I don't know if you even noticed, rewind if you didn't, like I'll raise this left hand on the offbeat of 4, before I have to, and it's just trying to get that sustain. So the last couple times I was doing the repeat, I was like, all right, I'm focusing on the left hand, being fine with more mistakes in my right hand just to try to get my left hand to do what I want more consistently. All right, so from this E is what we're going to try to put this little passage together. All right, so yeah, so basically be in half. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and same thing there, watching that sustain. Things that I will sometimes be picky on and sometimes just be like, screw it. That's what we're going to work on. And again, I think, a couple times at least, I hit 68. This is 45. I kind of like this idea of like every time I sit down to practice, I'd ideally go 20 under where I just hit last. So that's, keeping score of like, okay, this passage, 68. All right, well, 48 obviously, but, I wanted to fix a couple things. If you can get into that habit where you're always like leveling up, that's the ambition. Into 3 and 4 and... I got busy thinking about my left hand and ignoring my right hand completely. And I fell apart. And 2 and 3 and 4 and... Actually there, I was really trying to just get that idea of never leaving a chord early. Now, it screwed me up, but, all right. It was a good practice. Let's go to 50. And just picking where my brain's power, or kind of deciding where my brain power is at right now. I might just kind of work on the chorus tonight, get a little faster. This might be a short one. The big thing that for me is like I showed up. I did this. Some days is enough. I've kind of put my mental energy in drums today, and so today might just have to like take a back seat. But if I skipped tonight, I would not be maintaining stuff. Then tomorrow morning would just be rough. So a little bit faster. What did we go to? Oh yeah, 50. 3 and 4 and... dynamics a little bit brah, brah, everywhere. So it's just something I'll need to rein in down the road. Don't need to fix it right now. Just today I'm going to worry about getting notes and getting up to speed, and might worry about a little bit of sustain when I can. When it doesn't make sense for me to think about that, not going to. And 4 and I guess we could have put the whole chorus together at this point. Let's go by fives. So we're just giving myself this measure of recalibration every time, and we'll go from there. So it's just remembering all the different the E minor's not too different. I guess they are just a little bit here and there. So just watching that all in sight reading, not getting like lackadaisical and just like drifting into space, which I often do. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so that wasn't bad by any means, but I need to zoom out just a little bit. The anxiety when I couldn't see the rest of this measure, I was like, shite. All right, 55 seems pretty good. Let's do a couple more. And brain totally froze. These measures here of the B minor or the B6. I just probably need to come up with an exercise. That separation of that fourth finger. I think it's just more of a control thing. I think I can play it every once in a while, like I'm sustaining. I'm just being picky. Every once in a while, picky because I do need to fix it in my fingers, right? It needs to sound clean and crisp when it's all said and done. All right. let's keep the 55. It's throwing me a little bit, you know, tempo wise, but just pushing the sight reading. And 2 and 3 and 4 and couldn't remember how that part went. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so same thing, a little bit of sloppiness. Some of it is just you don't have it memorized. It's gonna be you're gonna be holding on. That was me at the end. It's not switching fast enough for me. Yeah, I'm kind of like a couple beats ahead all the time, right? I'm trying to scan, so we'll force some memorization to happen. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Just go a little faster. Like I said, this might be a short session tonight. Let's do 64, and then we'll do 68, and then try to get a couple over. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Alright, we're going to try our 68. My brain just went. Let's try 70. We'll go 2 over our previous goal. We do this, we're only 4 away from full speed. Most likely. I do think this is a section that says faster. It does in verse 2. So yeah, we'll have to listen to the actual track and see like, hey, is she playing around 80? She playing around 76? 2, 3, and 4, and... My brain gave up. 2, 3, and 4, and... No means perfect, right? But the sloppiness I'm okay with. It had the flow that I wanted. I was reading the notes well. Those are the things that are important. And then tomorrow it's clean up. Like I say this a lot to students. You can't play sloppy forever. You can play sloppy for a little bit, but eventually you should try to fix it, you know. And so like tonight, if I'm okay doing sloppy for a little bit, 74, 76 even, and then tomorrow start it over, clean it up. That 76 is going to be a lot easier to clean up tomorrow than it is tonight. 2, 3, and 4, and... One, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now the other thing that I'm struggling with on this part right now is relaxing my hand while I'm playing. So let's do a couple more. That one was just a total train wreck, so I was like, screw it. End it early. And 2, and 3, and 4, and... Alright, it's starting to go downhill from here, but still a good 35, 34-minute practice in, and that's more than enough for me to get started and warmed up, past warmed up. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to help support us making more sheet music, writing popular songs that you guys want, we have over 300 titles at our website, but we're always looking for more, so become a member, suggest what music you're looking for. We'll gladly write it out. You guys have a good rest of your Monday. I'll talk to you soon.